Rob, welcome back to another game of On Base Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of On Base. And in this game, we're going to showing you, I guess, my 1995 Braves replay being played with On Base Baseball. And I'm also using the GreenFox Scoresheet keeper. You can see I've already set up a league here. Got lots of stuff going on my well, not all the rosters filled out, but quite a few of them. At this point, the Braves are 11 and 9, and at this point in the season, they were 11 and 9. So exactly on point. Started off a little hotter than the regular team did, and I've cooled off here lately. You can see that I've dropped 4 of the last 5. Lost 2 or 3 to the Reds, and a 4-game series with the Rockies. Haven't done much here on offense. It's been a little bit of a grind on offense. Can't really get too much going. Hopefully, Maddux and Glavin going against Bill Swift and Marvin Freeman are going to help that cause. So, get back to our score sheet. Everything is filled out here for me. That's one of the cool parts about the GreenFox score sheet is when you fill in those numbers, you hit the schedule button, it fills everything in for you according to the players that played in that game. So you can see here we got Maddux going for the home team Braves. We got Bill Swift going, and we got their FIP and stamina here. We have our batting, defense, and speed. So we are all set for on-base baseball. I'm going to be using the 1990s game engine chart. It's sitting in front of me on the table. So you won't be able to see that, but you will be able to see the dice roll over here, and you'll be able to see how everything turns out on the screen. Let me just a little bit there. How about that? Might be a little bit better for presentation's sake. I don't need anything up here. So let's get this one started. It's going to be Eric Young, Walt Weiss, and Larry Walker against Greg Maddux, the Hall of Famer. And right off the bat, Eric Young is going to start off with a long single because he's an 8 speed. That's going to turn into a hustle double, and that goes to center field. So just like that, they are in business. And Walt Weiss to the plate. We're going to bunt and just kind of get that runner over to third base. So a 1 or a 2 here, he's going to be out with a strikeout. Otherwise, the sack is successful. It is a successful sacrifice, and so that's going to be here. And the runner will advance, and we have 1 out. So runner at third with 1 out, and Larry Walker to the plate. 24 is going to be a strikeout to Larry Walker. So that's 2 down in the inning. Andres Galarraga, the big cat, stands in. 25 to a -5 is going to be a fly out with an error check. So it's a fly out to left, no error on the play. And that will be all she wrote in the top of the first. So they get a leadoff double from EY, but can't bring him home, and that's going to take us down to the bottom of the first inning. Bill Swift, 454 FIP. It puts him in column 3. So the only result he's going to have is a 33. So the rest of the time we can read off of the batters. All right, Marquise Grissom to the plate. Grissom, a few more hits here lately than starting out. He was sub 200 there for a while. He's a -14 batting runs. Not a great offensive season, but obviously a very fast and good defensive player. 26 is going to be a ground out to the shortstop. I'm only pointing those things out because if you know, you know. Jeff Blauser is up. Pitch to him is a 15, and that's also going to be a ground out that goes to first. So ground ball to first. That's 2 quick outs for Bill Swift. And facing Chipper Jones, it's going to be a foul out if it's a 6. So this is a line drive to left field. So we'll call it a line out to left, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Rockies. Just haven't been able to get anything really going for the Braves here on offense. For the Rockies, it'll be Joe Girardi, Mike Kingery, and Vinny Castilla to the plate. 15 to a -30 is going to be a ground out, and that is a ground out to second base. The Lemmer gets over to first, and no problem there. Next up is Kingery. He's a -10. 26 to him is going to be a ground out as well. So Maddux throwing the ground outs and peppering the infield with ground balls. It's going to be Vinny Castillo with 2 outs and nobody on. A 14 to a 9 is a hit by pitcher, a walk. So this is a 2 or greater, so it's going to be a walk. The rare walk from Greg Maddux. Brings up Jason Bates, 25 to a -8. He is going to be a fly out to left with an error check. No error on the play. As the left fielder is somebody, and he catches it for the out. So that's going to be 3 down. The left fielder is Dwight Smith. That's who it is. So I just didn't want to go down and check. Freddie McGriff, Dave Justice, and the aforementioned Dwight Smith up in the 2nd inning. No score still. 46 is going to be that'll be a line out or a pop out. So that's going to be a line out to the pitcher as he hits it right back through the box, but good reflexes by Swift, and that'll be out number 1. Brings up Dave Justice. He's a 13 batting runs. This will be a ground out to the second baseman. A little slow roller, and taken care of at second base by EY, and that's going to bring up Dwight Smith. 14 to a -2 is a walk. So Dwight Smith on board with a walk. Charlie O'Brien to the plate. O'Brien having a good season so far, but watch him go 0 for 4 in this one. He grounds it out to the shortstop. That's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, and we're going to head to the top of the 3rd inning. You can see here when we compute in-game stats, it does all the hits and the runs and everything, and gives you the box score over here. So a little bit of a new addition there, just to make sure you know where you are in the game. I like to do it every inning or 2. Brings up Bill Swift, his first at bat. This will be a ground ball, tap right back to Gregory Maddux. Maddux with a good throw to first, and we head to the top of the order. It's Eric Young. He was on with I said he was a second baseman. He's not. Jason Bates is. Young had a double, got to 3rd on the sacrifice, but they couldn't bring him in. So let's see what he's got here. A 36 to a 6 is going to be a fly out. That is a can of corn out to right field. In right is Justice, and he puts it away. Brings up Walter Weiss. Weiss, 46 is going to be a fly out. That goes to right field. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So 1, 2, 3 inning for Maddux in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, still no score. And it'll be Lemke, Maddux, and Grissom. Lemke with a 14. That's going to be a ground out with an error check. So that's bounced to short. And possible error on the play. Let's check the shortstop. It's Walt Weiss. He is a plus. So no error on the play as he makes a good throw to first to get Lemke. Brings up Greg Maddux. Maddux first at bat of the game. A 23 is going to be a walk. So tough one when you walk the pitcher. And that'll bring up Marquise Grissom. 16 is going to be a deep fly ball. The left center field pushes them all the way back to the track. And this is going to advance the runner. That is here. And so the runner makes it, Maddux gets to second base on the deep fly ball to left field. And Blauser up to bat with a man in scoring position. 14 is not going to get it done. That's a ground ball to second base, but possible error on the play. The second baseman is Bates, and he is a minus fielder, so that's going to be an E4, and that's going to keep the inning alive. So let's go E4 with 1 base. And now we have runners at the corners with 2 out, and Chipper Jones, the ever-dangerous Chipper Jones. He tags one. This is going to be a fly ball down the left field line, possible error on the play, and it is an error. Back-to-back errors for the, who are they? They're the Rockies. That's who they are. And it is going to be a 2-base error for the runners. So I'm just going to do it like that. That's going to be an error E7 to left. So E7. We'll give that a 2-base error, and it's going to just do our base running for us, but he is going to actually wind up at second base. I don't know if that's really what I want. E1 base. Yeah, that's definitely not what I want. So he needs to be a third. He scores, that's okay. He needs to be at first. And let's see if that'll work out. Hopefully it'll let us play it like that. So it should be first and third, 2 outs. One already in as the Braves take a 1-0 lead, and it will let us play that out. So 15 to a 16 is going to be a ground out. That's tapped right back to the pitcher. And that'll be the third out of the inning as Bill Swift gets through it, and he does give up the first run of the game. So again, compute our stats here, and we can see that our run comes in. No hits officially, but do score 1. Brings up Larry Walker to the plate. He's a 21 batting runs, column 3 batter. So this is a 25. 25 to a 21 is a fly out with an error check. That's a fly ball to center. I know that Marquise Grissom is a plus fielder, so that's no error on the play. And that'll be out number 1. That's the beauty of doing a season replay, is you kind of realize who everybody is and who the pluses and minuses and stuff like that. So definitely worth checking that out. As you play on-base baseball more with the same teams, you really get to know the players because it's pretty simplified, adjustment kind of things. Galarraga 36 to a -5 is going to be a fly out. That's to left field down the line and caught in left field by Dwight Smith. That'll be out number 2 for the Rockies, and Joe Girardi can't catch up to that changeup, and he goes down swinging. That's going to be out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Maddux, as he's given up just 1 hit in the ball game so far. Bill Swift pitching well, but we'll see if he can keep it up. Justice, Smith, and O'Brien for the Bravos. 25 to a 13 is going to be a fly out to center field with an error check. That'll be an E8. So errors abound for the Rockies in this one. They've got 1, 2, 3 errors just in the last 4 batters. And that brings up Dwight Smith to the plate. Oh boy, this is going to be a double. Dead center field. He hits it off the top of the wall, and he will cruise into second base. And that will be a 2-R or a no-out double as Smith winds up at second, Dave Justice at third, and Charlie O'Brien to the plate with 2 in scoring position. A 46 to a -1 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. So big strikeout there as Bill Swift gets Charlie O'Brien looking. Brings up the Lemmer. So Lemke, let's go ahead and squeeze it. We're just going to do a squeeze play. 1-3, he is going to be out, and the base runner is going to be out at the plate, so it's going to be a double play. So it's pretty risky, but anything 4-9, it will be a good squeeze play. And it is a good squeeze play. So he puts down the, I think we're going to call it a sacrifice hit, right? I think that's what you got to call it. And so it's going to be a sacrifice hit. Doesn't really matter who it goes to. And we'll call it that way. It's an unearned run here. So he will get the RBI, but this is an unearned run charged to the pitcher. So we've got 2 unearned runs in the game. And we have a runner at third base with 2 outs, and Greg Maddux to the plate. 26 to a -11 is going to be a grounder. That's tapped right out in front of the plate, no problem for the catcher as he throws it down to first for the third out of the inning. But the Braves squeeze across another run, and at this point it is 2-0. They only have 1 hit to show, but they do have the lead. Maddux goes out into the 5th inning. He'll face off against Kingery, Castilla, and Bates. for the Rockies. And 11 to Maddux is going to be a strikeout. And Vinny Castilla to the plate. 55 to a 9 is going to be a foul out. That's popped up to foul down the right field line. Second baseman gets to the foul line and just into foul territory makes a catch. And it will be Jason Bates to the plate. He's a -8. He hits this one hard, gives it a charge down the left field line, but that's going to stay in the ballpark as Dwight Smith makes the catch near the warning track. It'll be the third out of the inning, and Greg Maddux again, another 1-2-3 inning for the Bravos. Braves 2-0 over the Colorado Rockies. So trying to salvage at least a split here. They've lost the first two games to the Rockies and already have as much offense as they had in both of those games combined. Top of the fifth or bottom of the fifth inning, Bill Swift comes out. He can go 24 batters. He's just at 18 right now. And he's pitching well enough. He doesn't have any earned runs, actually. So first up is going to be Marquise Grissom. 44 to a -14 is a walk. And with Grissom, I like to steal. He's got a 6 speed, so 1 to 6, he'll be safe. Oh, and he gets thrown out. That brings up Jeff Blauser, the Blouse dog. This will be a bouncer to third base. No problem at third for Vinny Castilla, who gets the long throw across the diamond for out number 2. And that'll bring up Chipper Jones. This is a deep fly ball to the opposite field. And that's going to be a long, loud out. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Bill Swift. I don't know if Swift is right or left-handed. What is he? He is a righty. Okay, so Chipper is batting left-handed. And we head to the, what is this? Top of the sixth. Top of the sixth, Braves up 2-0. It'll be Bill Swift to the plate. He's at 18, 19, 20, 21. Might as well go ahead and pinch hit for him, see if they can make a move here on Greg Maddux. Maddux not even to 18 batters yet. He can go 28. So he's definitely in complete game territory if Braves give him some runs. Let's see who, this is the way I like to play these. I like to see who actually batted in the game. So we got John Vanderwall and Dante Bichette. So let's go Vanderwall coming off the bench. And when you fill everybody out and you click on here, it gives you your benches, which is nice because it has all their ratings here. So very nice to have those. You can also look in the bullpen if you need to. But I'm going to bring in Vanderwall. So Vanderwall to the plate. He is a +6 hitter. So column 2 batter. Facing Greg Maddux, 26 to a 6 is going to be a ground out. That's chopped to second base. And the limmer is going to make the play there. That'll be out number 1. And back to the top of the order with EY. He's 1 for 2, flied out his last at bat. He's got a 15 here. 15 is going to be a base knock. That's into left center field. And we are going to try to have him advance to second base. So he's got an 8 speed. So 1 to 8, he'll be safe at second. It's a 6. And he gets in there with a hustle double. Anytime they hit it to a 1, a 3, a 6, or a 9 on the D10, I give them a chance if they want to take the extra base. Those are the times they can. That's going to be down the line, in the gaps, or down the right field line. So that's a double into left center field, and he is on base with 1 out. And Walt Weiss to the plate. Weiss at 55. That's going to be a line drive to the second baseman. And there'll be 2 outs in the inning. Weiss hit it hard, but he hit it right at Lemke. And that'll bring up Larry Walker, 21 batting runs, chance to drive in a run. But he's going to hit a little worm burner to second base, and Lemke's right there. He's made all 3 outs in the inning, and he gets that over to McGriff at first for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-0 our score. Braves on top. They'll send up the heart of the order, McGriff, Justice, and Dwight Smith against a new pitcher. So we got to get somebody else in. And let's see, who did they put into the game? I like to keep myself to use all the pitchers they used, and then if I get past that, then I'll do something else. So Munoz, Holmes, and Ruffin. I don't make myself go in that order, so I look at the game situation. Munoz, Holmes, and Ruffin. So let's go with Darren Holmes first. So Darren Holmes comes out of the pen, and he'll face off against Freddie McGriff. He's a 316 FIP, so he's column 1 pitcher. 55 against the 16 is going to be a strikeout. As McGriff swings through one, that'll be out number 1. Dave Justice to the plate. A 15 to a 13 is a ground out as he bounces one to the shortstop. And across the diamond for out number 2. And Dwight Smith to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a double and a walk. 36 to a -2 is going to be a fly out as they get him for the first time. He pops it up down the left field line, and that's going to be an out to the left fielder. So Eric Young makes the play out there. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Rockies. Still 2-0 our score. You can see only 3 hits in the game. Not terribly exciting. Sorry about that. But we'll see how things play out toward the end here. So this is going to be Galarraga, Girardi, and Kingery for the Rockies. So it's a 15 to a -5. That's going to be a base knock as Galarraga hits a single up the middle, and he'll be at first with nobody out. Girardi's a -30. I hate to bunt with him, but I think I got to get a guy in scoring position just to kind of shake things up a little bit. So let's go ahead and sacrifice a 1 or a 2. It'll be a strikeout. It's a 3, and that's going to be a good sac bunt. The runner's going to go to second base, but there is 1 out now. A 15 to a -10 is a ground out. That's going to be hit to second base, so that's going to advance the runner. So we'll call it fielder's choice. Actually, we'll call it a ground out. Runner advances, and the ground out goes to second. So it's going to move that runner along and then take the ground out to first. So that's how you do that. And we got Benny Vidovici. He is up. He is a +9, and that's going to be ripped into dead center field. That one hops the wall as it gets over Grissom's head, and that's going to be a double, 2-out double. And so we do the X+1. That gives us the regular 2 bases plus an extra, which is what I always give on with 2 outs in the inning. Not that it matters with the runner at third, but just like to get into that habit because it automates some other base runners. And that's going to cut the lead in half. Gregory Maddux can go 28 batters. He's at 25 right now. That doesn't matter either for the inning, but just kind of getting toward the end. Jason Bates to the plate. Bates plays second base. Maybe we have a second baseman in here. Dante Bichette does not play second base. We would have to put Bichette in for Eric Young, which is not something I'd really love to do, or Larry Walker, so it's not really something I want to participate in. We got Roberto Mejia, not a great option, and just not a whole lot going on here as far as the middle infield is concerned. I'll tell you what we can do. We can pinch hit for this guy, and then we can insert Mejia in as a fielder. So how about that as an option? So let's go with Dante Bichette here, coming off the bench. And then after pinch hitter, we'll put in a position player to play for him. So Bichette with a runner at scoring position, 2 outs, base hit will tie the ball game, and it's more than a base hit. That's going to be a triple, I believe. A 24. That is a triple if this is an 8. And so into right center field, Dante Bichette with a triple, and that's going to score the run, and that ties our ball game. And I think it's time to get old Greg out of the game. Got Mike Stanton coming in. So he'll be all right because he's going to be pinch hit for the next inning. So got Stanton coming into the ball game. And he's here. 486 puts him in column 4. Not a good option necessarily. We need another pinch hitter here for the previous pinch hitter, which is going to be, let's go with Ellis Burks. So Ellis Burks, a righty, against the lefty Stanton. And Burks with an opportunity to put the Rockies ahead. What is that? Okay. All right, is Stanton in the game? I'm getting an error message somewhere. Okay, no. 16 to a 1. That's going to be a deep fly ball to left center field. On his horse is Dwight Smith, and he will make a nice running catch near the wall. That saves a run, and that's going to be the end of the inning as Stanton wipes his brow after that one. Let's go ahead and compute the in-game stats, see where we are here. You can see that it tells us our current situation. So 2-2 is our score. We need a new pitcher. And who did I say? Ruffin or Munoz? Let's go with Munoz since it's the bottom of the order. And it's going to be Charlie O'Brien, Mark Lemke, and the pitcher spot. So 33 to O'Brien. This guy is a 601. So 33 is a blank. 33 to a -1, though. That's going to be serious trouble as Charlie O'Brien, down the right field line, whistles one just over the wall. And that's going to be a dinger to right, and that's the go-ahead home run for the Braves as Charlie O'Brien, the backup catcher, goes yard. He's actually had quite a year. What is he? That's not it. Cumulative team, cumulative batters. So Charlie O'Brien, can't remember where he is. Charlie O'Brien, there he is. So we can see here, 333 average, a 1,000 OPS. And Charlie O'Brien's been raking 2 home runs already, and that's before this game, so that's home run number 3. He's got 3 RBIs and just 18 plate appearances or at-bats. So playing really well. So we go back to the game, and it'll be Mark Lemke to the plate. The Lemmer is over 1. It's got a 26 to a -12. That's going to be a ground out to the catcher. And that'll be out number 1. We need a pinch hitter for Gregory Maddux. Pinch hitters were Mordecai and Lopez, really Lopez. So let's get, I'm not comfortable getting Lopez into the game just in case I need a catcher, but let's go with Mordecai. He hasn't had too many at-bats, so we'll get him into the game. And it'll be 1 out with nobody on and 1 already in. This will be a little tapper in front of the plate, and he'll be out for out number 2. And coming to the plate is 66 to a -14. That's going to be a single or a home run if the D9 is a 6 or greater. It's not, it's a 3. So that's going to be a base hit. We'll call that a base hit to center. for Marquise Grissom. And Jeff Blauser to the plate. 26 to a -14 is a ground out. That's a little tapper to the catcher. And that'll be out number 3. So the Braves are down in the, what was that, the 7th inning, but they are not out as they answer the Rockies with a runner of their own, take a 3-2 lead. We need a new pitcher here because we pinch hit for the pitcher. So we only had one pitcher come into the actual game, so let's look here at what we got. We got Barbone has been pitching okay. We got Clance and McMichael, who are always good. Let's go with McMichael. And we got Eric Young, Walt Weiss, and Larry Walker. 35 to a 6. What is he, 375? Okay, so the 66 is the only thing that's going to affect McMichael. So 35 to a 6. 35 to a 6 is a strikeout. McMichael with the wipeout slider. And that's going to be one down. Walter Weiss to the plate, -13. 44, what is that? That's a walk. As he gets on with the base home balls. First time he's been on base all day. And he's in front of Larry Walker. Walker, terrific season. 45, that's going to be a long single as he rips one into left field. And we'll give him, this is for the long single, so you get one base plus one. And that'll bring up Andres Galarraga. Need a double play here. Base hit's going to tie the ball game. 16, that'll do it too. That's deep to right center field. Playable for Justice, but he's going to be at the wall. All the runners are going to move up on that extra one. That's actually, we'll call that a sacrifice fly. And 2 runners move up. Sac fly to right. That's correct. And he gets credited with the RBI there. So the run is in, and that's going to make it 3-3 as McMichael gives up the lead. Joe Girardi to the plate. He's a -30 batting run, so 46 is going to be a fly out to right field. That's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, but too little too late as the Rockies get the tying run across the plate. You can see our score here, 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mike Munoz can go 3 batters, so we're going to need to get a new pitcher in for the Rockies. And they got one left. That's Bruce Ruffin that we got to use. So we're going to use him. And we got Chipper Jones. He is a 9. It'll be Jones, McGriff, and Justice. So the absolute heart of the order for the Braves lineup. A 23. 2 and 9 is a ground out but an error check. So ground out to short. No problem for Walter Weiss as he takes it and gets it over to first base for out number 1. Freddie McGriff to the plate. McGriff is 0 for 3. 23 to him is going to be a ground out with an error check. So scalded to first base, but handled at first. And that's going to be taken to the bag for out number 2. Dave Justice, last hope here in the bottom of the 8th, tie ball game. A 13 is going to be a bouncer to short. And no problem for Walter Weiss. If you forget to click the toggle, the inning toggle, you get a little prompt, so that's very nice to have. And we'll head to the top of the 9th inning. Cutting time in this one. It's 3-3, and it'll be Kingery, Castilla, and I never input a second baseman here. I guess I should do that. Should have done that here, I guess. So we'll input this guy in at second base. So he's going to play the 4. That's not right. He'll be at 4. Okay. So we got, he's not a good hitter, so we'll have to see about what to do there. We got Kingery, who plays center field. And we need a new pitcher, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we should bring in a new pitcher. Let's bring in my man Mark Wohlers. Wohlers has struggled a little bit here at the beginning. Let's see, Wohlers. He had a hard time the first. There was a really rough outing somewhere in here. You can see he's been in 11 games and 11 innings. He's gotten his ERA down. It was over 10. Now it's 5.40. So he's had some good outings. Still 10 Ks per 9. And issues with the home run and the walks haven't been so bad, but only an 85% save percentage. So he's blown 1 or 2, I believe. So it wasn't a great start to the Braves season. So you can see they're about 500. They kicked it in later in the year. So let's look for Kingery, and let's see if there is a pinch hitter here. He plays center field. Maybe we're lucky and we get a center fielder. Trent Hubbard. Quentin McCracken. McCracken's a plus fielder, so let's go and do that. We'll put in Quentin McCracken. Better hitter, plus fielder, so that's definitely an upgrade. We'll put him in at 8. And so he's going to be batting against Mark Wohlers. Wohlers pitching out of the number 1 column. That's going to be a strikeout as he blows it by. Trinidad Hubbard. Quentin McCracken. And that'll bring up Vinny Castilla. Castilla double and an RBI in his last at bat. 36 to a 9 is going to be a fly ball as he gets under this one to center field. Underneath it is going to be Marquise Grissom for the catch. And that'll bring up Roberto Mejia. He of the -9 batting runs, 23, is going to be a walk. So light hitter. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for the Rocks. Who could it be? Well, we have Hubbard, or we have Craig Counsell. Let's go with Trent Hubbard. I think that's Trinidad Hubbard, if I remember right. Anyway, Hubbard will be pinch hitting here, and he's got 2 down and a runner at first base. The runner not particularly fast, so we get a pitch from Wohlers. A 45 is going to be a long single, and that's going to put runners at the corners with 2 down, and it will be the top of the order, Eric Young. Oh boy, that's a double, and that's going to clear the bases with 2 outs. So ripped into right center field. EY gets underneath that one and drives it into the gap. That's going to be a double, X+1, and that goes to center field, to right center field. And that's going to be 2 runs in. Oh my gosh. Wohlers blows another game. It wasn't a safe situation, but man, caramba. Brings up Walter Weiss. 24 to Weiss is going to be a strikeout, and that's what they needed. 1 batter before. But unfortunately, we get a 5-3 lead for the Rockies going into the bottom of the 9th. Thankfully, we have the last at bat, and let's see who the Rockies have, who can close out a game. Saber Higgins, a starter. Oh, Kirk Leskanic, he's the guy. I remember Leskanic had a few good years there. Let's see what we got in on the bench here. Ryan Klesko is on the bench. And let's go with Klesko. 27 batting runs. He is on the team at this point. But we'll just insert him into left field just in case. We're hopeful, right? So this is going to be Ryan Klesko to the plate against Kurt Leskanic. Leskanic, a column 1 pitcher, a 56, and he gets a slider past the big swing of Ryan Klesko, and Klesko goes down for out number 1. Charlie O'Brien, he's 1 for 3 with a homer. 14 to a -1 is going to be a walk. So that's something the Braves definitely need. We're just going to empty the bench, see what we can do here. Javi Lopez, how about that? So Javi comes in. He did get a pinch hit in this game. Javi Lopez up with 1 on and 1 out, and a 35. He's gonna be a pinch hitter. So a 35 is going to be a ground out. That's a ground out to shortstop. So that's going to be an automatic out there. Let's roll against Javi's 1-3. He'll be safe. It's a 6. So that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And unfortunately, that's also going to end our ball game as the Rockies hang on to this one by a score 5-3. And you can see these 2 runs here. The deciding factor, Eric Young with a 2 RBI double top of the 9th inning against the closer Wohlers, and that's not going to help Wohlers at all. So let's do our stats here, and then it calculates all the stats for the entire game, including the pitchers. You can see here just there's some unearned runs, so you just got to pay attention just in case you made a mistake. It also show our pitchers here, and so let's go take a look. So you can see Bill Swift goes 5 innings and no earned runs. That's not a quality start. And he went 5 innings. Did they ever give up the lead? They never had the lead. So whoever came in the 8th inning, who was it that came in the 8th? That was Bruce Ruffin is going to wind up getting the win, as he was, is that right? No, it should be whoever came in the 7th, right? Who came in the 7th? Mike Munoz. Munoz is going to get the win. Ruffin's going to get a... No, that can't be right. He doesn't get the win. Who gets the win? This guy here. They were tied, top of the 9th inning. So it's going to be Bruce Ruffin. Ruffin will get the win, Leskanic the save. He was technically in the game when they scored the 2 runs. So Leskanic didn't come in until the bottom. So that's a save for Kurt Leskanic. No decision for Bill Swift, who pitched 5 innings. That's pretty good, being a column 5 pitcher. 4 pitcher, column 4 or 5. 3 walks, 1 K, 2 runs, no earned runs. And for Maddux, he gets a no decision, and it's going to be Wohlers who takes the L in this one. And no blown save, just a loss. You can see here quite a few errors for the Rockies. Let's go ahead and copy those over. Make sure they get assigned to the right people. I think they all happened early before we started putting people in. Yeah, they all happened here. So all those are correct. You can see they put the errors here. The issue with that, why they give you the message, is if the error happened like later when you were substituting, like let's say Mejia made an error, they're going to assign it to the starter. So you have to like move that down to the guy who came in. So you just got to pay attention to when you're doing substitutions. That was a lot of guys getting in the game. Welcome to the National League, right? So that's what we got. 5 runs on 8 hits and 3 errors for the Rockies. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors for the Braves. And then when we're satisfied with all of these and everything's good, we save our results, and it just goes through the process of saving and inputting all of our results into all of the league stuff. So each of these holds a different part. So you have your what your league setup looks like, your standings, your schedule, your different rosters where you can input all of their attributes if you want to, batting, defense, and speed. You have your dice here that you can configure. You have different options for the league as well. And it should save all of our stats. I don't know if I have to, but I like to go to this one and just, is it that one? There it is. Compute all the cumulative stats. I'm not sure if it actually does that or not. I still have to get an answer from Mike Ignatoski, who is the guy who started this, who keeps the GreenFox program, and he created it. So I don't know if this actually gets calculated when you do the saving your stats to the league. So I could be doing this just as a, it's too much, but I thought I remember that you had to click that green button to kind of finish off all the stats. It also will calculate league leaders. So you get a kind of a league leader list for lots of different categories. I'll show you that as soon as it finishes up. I've been very satisfied. The pitching is spot on. The hitting has been a little bit light for the Braves, but I was looking and the Braves were like bottom 10 in the majors in batting in 1995. I don't really know how they won, other than 3 Hall of Famers at the top of the lineup in their starting rotation. But they had 2 Hall of Famers in the lineup, and I'm just not sure how they didn't score more runs, but maybe it'll just come over time. They faced some good pitching. They faced some really terrible pitching, though. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if I've made the pitching too heavy on here, but I don't think so, because the other teams seem to be hitting the ball just fine. I think the Braves just have, they got 2 guys that are minus 14 at the top of their batting lineup every day. And just between Grissom and Blauser just have not been hitting the ball well. And then Lemke at the bottom, that's 3 guys that are minus 12 or worse as batting runs. And then you add in the pitchers, so that's like 4 spots in the lineup that just, they're really not going to produce much of anything for you. So that becomes a difficult thing to deal with. You can see here, I'm only doing a 1-team league, so I don't really have a leaderboard per se. I mean, these are all the other teams that they're playing, but some of these guys have only had a handful of bats. Dave Gallagher, Jeff Blauser with 10 RBIs. So you can see guys are, they're driving in runs. They got total bases, and McGriff with 21 hits in the first 21 games, something like that. But you get a full list of everybody: sac flies, plate appearances, Grissom, Blauser, Jones, McGriff. You can see leading the way. Obviously, they're playing every game. The pitchers here: Glavine with 3 wins, Maddux with 2. Maddux leading the league, leading everybody in strikeouts. But he's also got 1 more game pitched than anybody else. We'll see. Glavine's actually been a pretty good clip here. You can see Ks per 9, so some of your relative stats: walks per 9, starts and quality starts and complete games and whatnot. When you come to, so this is cumulative game player batting stats. So you can go through each individual game that each person played, and you can see the date the game was played, what game number it was, and then what their performance was. Same thing with pitchers. You can go through every single game. So this is the one. It's the one we just finished, sort A to Z. So this shows from the start of the season to the end. You can see here Bill Swift and Mark Wohlers. These are all the guys that got into this game here, number 17. So you can see all their pitching performances throughout the game. You can look at your team batting stats per game and pitching stats. And then you have your cumulative player batting stats. So this is one I spend quite a bit of time on, and what I like to do, just checking my team. I come over here and I can filter. If you're familiar with filtering in Google Sheets or any spreadsheet program. So then you can also filter by, let's say, total at-bats. We go from the largest at-bats to the smallest. So these are your starters up here. So you can see here, Grissom just batting 181 so far on the year. Chipper started hot, but he's gotten pretty cold here lately. Blauser has actually pulled his batting average up to 229, if you can believe it. McGriff has cooled off a little bit. He was up over 900 with his OPS. He does have 4 homers and how many RBIs? 8 RBIs. Lemke, you can see under the Mendoza line still after 63 plate appearances is just not good. Javi Lopez not hitting at all. He's got 1 homer, 3 RBIs. And Dave Justice also, he's pulled that up a little bit to 250. He was hitting a little bit lighter as well. Jose Oliva's got 47 plate appearances. He's hitting under 100, and so just kind of been tough. Dwight Smith was rocking. He's down to 278, and Klesko is hitting the ball well when he gets a start. He's got 2 homers and 4 RBIs to start the year. Charlie O'Brien's been a big surprise, 333. He's over 1,000 OPS. He's got 3 homers and 4 RBIs. 3 homers, and that's the extent of it. So 3 homers, 4 hits. And so you can check out everybody here. You can see Johnny Smoltz raking. He's had some at-bats. And then you can also do the same thing with your pitcher. I'm not going to belabor the point, but you can do the same thing with the pitchers, where you come in and maybe you want to sort it by innings pitched. And so you can see your pitchers who've started more games. You can see that you can do it by games started or your games total that people got into. You can see Maddux, 182 ERA. The Ks per 9 are a little high. He's really around 7-ish for the year, so we'll see if that evens out. I'm sorry, it's here. So he's at 8. He's normally around 7. Walks per 9 under 1. That actually is a little high for his actual season, and his whip under 1. Same thing with Tommy G, 142 ERA. Smolty's had a tough time, a couple of tough starts there, but still getting the Ks and a little heavy on the walks, I think. Avery, 252 on his ERA. And then, like I said, Merker's had a tough time. Wohler's had a tough time. And then the relievers, for the most part, have done well. Greg McMichael had a rough start, and so did Jason Schmidt. He got in for a little relief appearance, and he has not done well. But pleasantly surprised by Woodall, who had a pretty high ERA, but he's got 4 innings pitched, no runs given up so far, and a good K per 9. He's actually a column 4 pitcher, I believe. And then you have your cumulative team stats. So these are all of your team stats. You can see the Braves hitting 217, only a 635 OPS, but their OPS for the year was it was in the low to mid 700s. They were not a great hitting ball club, but you can see some of these other teams. The Rockies hitting a little bit better. The Dodgers crushed the Braves. They really hit the ball well, and so did the Mets when they played them. The Giants, not a great offensive team, so they didn't have much to offer. But on the pitching side, the Braves, a 3.45 ERA. All of these numbers are just impeccably in line with their actuals for the year. So I've gone through and looked at everything. Everything's within 0.5, 0.2, 0.5 of the actuals. So you can see everything. Pitching's been pretty good through here. A couple of poor pitching performances from the Mets, but otherwise you can see they've run up against some buzzsaws here as far as pitching is concerned. So that's just checking everything out. Again, you come in here and then you input all of their batting, defense, and speed, and then you cop that over to the rosters, and then you have all of their rosters that get loaded. You can see here it's being filtered. Um, but this is the entire league. Um, doesn't matter what teams they are. So it's the entire league gets loaded in, and you have access to all of those players. So very cool stuff. This is through the Layman database. So Mike has done an excellent job with everything on this. And then once you're finished, satisfied with all the stats, you can just come over here and reset your score sheet, and you can choose what you want to do, or I like to just reset all since everything just needs to be reset for the next game, and then you are ready for the next game to start. And that's as easy as it is using the GreenFox score sheet. And then when you come over here to the schedule, uh, 4 in a row, yikes. You just click on the game ID, and when you click on the game ID, it fills in every player who got into the starting lineup for you. So super easy to start a new game, tells you what game it is and where it was played. It puts in all of your pitchers and all that kind of stuff. So those things are configured here, so you can input FIP and stamina, batting, defense, and speed. So any of these attributes that you want to use for any fielders, you can actually do a custom order for all of your box score stats. So there's a few different modifications that you can use. And then you can modify your dice to be whatever you want. You can have multiple rolls here, so that you click one, and then you just have your other rolls sort of set up. And it even gives you what the number of sides for each die, so you can see underneath them how many sides there are. So this is pretty cool. I just have the 2 white 6-sided dice and the red 9-sided die. So that's how, and then you can use any of these different colors here, and you can configure your dice. So that's a really cool kind of thing that Mike does here. And then you have some custom dice. I haven't even ever looked into the custom dice or anything like that, so that's pretty wild. All the things that you can customize here. So I think I'll end the video here. So that's the Braves losing 5-3, giving up 2 runs in the 8th inning. And that's just a glimpse into my Atlanta Braves 1995 replay. So they are now at 500, I believe. Is that right? Nope. 1 game over 500, so they're at 11-10. They're on a 4-game losing streak, and Tommy Glevin's going to get out there and try to see if he can end it. Let me know if you want to see more of this. I can put more of this on video, but I've just kind of been playing a game a day or something like that. You can see it doesn't take very long to finish one with the dice roller and stuff. So just let me know in the comment section if you want to subscribe to the channel. You can click subscribe. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. That's an easy way to let me know how you feel about it. And it also helps me with Google for the video to get seen more. And if you want to learn more about on-base baseball, go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, clarkandaddisongaming.com, and you can learn more about on-base baseball there and see all the different seasons that we have available. I'm using the roster sheet game engine chart to play this game, but you can play with cards and dice and do the whole thing on your tabletop. Or I also have the Pocket Edition, which is physical cards. So you can look on the YouTube channel here and check out the on-base baseball playlist, and you can see those physical cards where I do an unboxing for those physical cards. By the way, I have another one coming soon in the next few days. 1991 will be the next season for the Pocket Edition. And so that'll be coming soon, and I'll have an unboxing of that whenever it shows up, probably early next week. Yeah, very cool. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.